Ladies and gentlemen of the old world, I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to this community showdown. It's going to be Grand Cathay led by the Celestial General facing off against the Dwarfs, who are going to be led here by the Baltor's Lord, Sorcerer Prophet, very, very meta. And it is going to be Caravthir versus Stinger. So the Cathay player told me that they're a little bit newer to the tournament play, and bringing in, this is so fun. I love when like new players come in with like relatively like ideas that you don't see in the existing meta. And just, try and bring it up against some of these big dogs here. Super fun. So very hyped to see this Cathay build. It's going to be a mass Longma build. So we got great Longma Riders with Crowmen to boot. Celestial General, Metal Caster down here, going to be rocking Final Transmutation maybe. Searing Doom and Plague of Rust, very good against Dwarfs. And on the outside, we got some Peasant Horsemen. So yeah, Cathay, normally a very slow, ponderous faction that will move up. But rather in this case, Cathay is going to be extremely fast. With almost no capture weight though. So probably going to call in Peasant Horsemen for capture weight. Now, Stinger is, of course, one of our resident greats, and he is, I believe, a high elf main, but a lot of players are kind of experimenting with Dwarfs this patch. Dwarfs got a lot of buffs, so I think that people are kind of dabbling in them, seeing if, the sauce is real. I think that, personally, my opinion is that there was a lot of, the first couple days, I remember trying to play Dwarfs in tournaments, and they were just getting banned, every single match, and I was like, I think it's overblown. I think they're a little bit stronger, but their faction, it's not necessarily, they were overcosted, but also just they don't have anything super, super crazy outside of the trains maybe. The trains are very, very good. But I still think Dwarfs are going to be sitting between 50 and 55%. I don't think they're going to be one of those 70% win rate factions. I think they're probably bumped up from a B tier faction to an A tier faction, which is good. But yeah. Frontline's going to be Dwarf Warriors, so big buffs for them. And this patch, of course, HP as well as cost, I believe. Deathstreak Rocket Launcher, pretty good against Cathay. And we do have an Iron Demon and a Blunderbuss and a Sorcerer Prophet of Fire, which is not going to be super useful against this Cathay army. The Flamestorm here basically going to do nothing. So the battle is on. And how the hell is Grand Cathay going to play this? So the Iron Demon is down here. You can see it rips some good shots. That's why Iron Demons are so good. It's funny because they play very similar to how they play in tabletop. Iron Demons have amazing shooting. You basically just park 2 Iron Demons and just unleash the miniguns and get a lot of value. So look at that. Plague of Rust activated, but very balls deep dive here by these guys. He needs to shut down these freaking blunderbusses right now, 5 minutes ago. But he is getting good work done. And the Chaos Dwarf back line should suffer really badly here. He doesn't even have enough to call into Bull Centaur Render right now. So look at this. The Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss is shut down. The Baltor's Lord getting smashed up by the Celestial Giga Chad. And over here, we do also see the Deathstreak Rocket Launcher getting taken to Pound Town by the Great Long Riders. And using the Lord of Grand Cathay to buff them up, too. That's pretty badass. So if you can take down this Deathstreak Rocket Launcher and also shut down the Blunderbusses, that's going to be pretty big. Now, in the back, we do get Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses being called out. Very, very good call here. Probably would be worth it to retreat the Long Riders, maybe send some Crowmen over there. But look at this, the frickin' Lord here. The Sorcerer Prophet is in serious danger. The High Elf Karl Franz, the Eastern Karl Franz, able to get the job done and lay a whooping down on that Sorcerer Prophet right here. So he's shaking, he's stirred, and he's on the run. And here we do see the backfield, the Blunderbuss is getting torn up while Grand Cathay is going to be calling in some Peasant Horsemen. And here we do see the Great Long Riders still causing a fair amount of disruption as now Hobgoblin's going to be moving in to try and help. But if that the thing about Deathstreakers is if they shatter, they take 45 minutes to run off the battlefield, which is really funny. But Cathay's disruption still going well. Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, so the ROR Long Riders able to get some beautiful attacks into the Iron Demon here, really pin that thing down. And Celestial General is fighting very well against the Baltor's character. Dude, what's crazy is this battle we're seeing right now is something we're going to be seeing in tabletop now that Cathay is getting added. Yeah, I'm so excited for that. I hope that before Cathay gets added, though, they have a balance patch for monsters. I really do. But, dude, this freaking Cathay build is actually kind of working. This is nuts. He's moving back here with the Celestial General and pinning in most of the Dwarf army while he does grab a double cap. And now we see the Jade Warriors and, some of the crossbows coming out, or Peasant Archers, which are the more standard rank and file here. And the backfield, Celestial Giga Chad still getting it done. Man, the one thing that I would like to see in this build for Cathay that would make it a little bit stronger would have been Final Transmutation. Really, really good, because Dwarfs love to blob up single entities. But look at this. We get the Sorcerer Prophet getting broken and hunted here, and the other Blunderbusses are going to be just tar-pitted. Dude, Cathay's Air Force, I bet you, after this, because Stingers is a top-tier player, very good. And I bet you we're going to be seeing more people playing Cathay like this. I think it could happen, especially against gunline factions. Their ability to swarm and present, a lot of durable armor with the Long Riders, pretty badass. This is really fun. Really innovative, too. So shout out to Caravthir here. This is very fun. Yeah, so he's able to break the backfield. Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits are going to be getting it, and we do see the Iron Demon here getting tar pitted by all these bad boys. A couple blunderbusses trying to turn about face, and I would imagine the Cathay Fran's going to fly over here and maybe shut these guys down. So in the middle, we do get some Chorf Warrior Great Weapons versus Halberds. The Chorf Warrior should win that, but with a little bit of support coming in, yeah, more Jade Warriors here. Side objective pretty comfortably owned by Grand Cathay. I still think that the forces of Cathay are in a more commanding position, but there is going to come a time, if you keep fighting in your opponent's backfield for too long, their reinforcements can pile in. What's really missing here for the Chorfs is the Bull Centaur Renders. Coming off a cost reduction as well, against Cathay, I think it's worth bringing either a shielded Bull Centaur Render or a Great Weapon, because they would be able to fight off a ton of this pressure. They would beat up the Long Marauders very effectively, so that definitely hurts. Now, we do see a Flamestorm going down there from the Baletaur's Lord. Looks like a bit of a swing and a miss there as the Chorf Warriors are chasing. Good micro with the Peasant Archers just kind of running in circles, wasting the combat efficiency of these guys. So clearly some really good fundamentals here from our Cathay player. So yep, we do see the Horsemen coming in, Righteous Lances, and I think it's very, very close to the point where Chorfs might be able to break out of their backfield, but if the Sorcerer Prophet goes down, that's probably going to be the point of no return. I think that will be very, very brutal as we do see the Cathay Lord trying to connect here. He does manage to get healing because of the Amulet of Blood and Darkness, and there he goes. Is he going to connect? He's actually broken. Okay. So here, the Celestial General should for sure just chase the Sorcerer Prophet. Chase him back to the Shadow Realm. Target the objective with just Cathay, durable infantry, and there's not really going to be much left. The train is still functional, and that will be good against the infantry. This is actually a mistake. Big mistake here, not chasing the Sorcerer Prophet. He has healing, and you want to shut that thing down. He is going to be going after the blunderbusses and some of the shooting here and using a Celestial Sweep most likely, which is an insanely good ability. It's this one right here. But yeah, not chasing down the Sorcerer Prophet does actually give Stingers a minor chance in this game. Not a great chance. It's definitely looking very Cathay favored at this point, but yeah, you would want to chase that guy down. But Stingers is a good enough player that he could for sure find a way to come back. So Celestial General's a little bit trapped up, 9.5 against 8.2 value, but with the healing, we've seen him in the Sorcerer Prophet. He's almost healing. He's on his way to the healing cap. This game is closer than you would think, but getting Cathay off these points is going to be very hard, and especially if Cathay is able to get a triple cap right here. So we do see some Jade Warriors coming up there to try and grab this. Meanwhile, in the back, the Celestial General is able to potentially get a kill on the Iron Demon. Yeah, the Fearsome Roar, but no, Iron Demon. And these are Great Open Warriors. So these are Chaos Dwarf Warriors with Great Opens. They have good enough melee attack, and they can bonk a big armored character if you sit amongst them, right? Flamestorm going down there from the Sorcerer Prophet. Halberd's going to be spreading out to the different formations, and Jade Warriors are on their way up here, while the Crowmen are just going to be nibbling on any advancing units that make their way in here. But yeah, the Celestial General actually gets freaking killed. Okay, so that is going to give Stingers a bit of a chance. It's not going to be an easy one. Cathay does have their foot on these objectives with a lot of durable halberd units, which are going to be tough to break. And Cathay's base leadership is very high. I think it's like 70 on these guys. Let me check. Wow, only 64 on Jade Warrior halberds. I feel like that could use a little bit of milk, but I guess it's like kind of balanced around Harmony, right? Because Harmony gives them leadership. So we do see the shooting here. Plague of Rust activated, but unfortunately that Plague of Rust is just going to be healing that Sorcerer Prophet, and Jade Warrior's going to be arriving over here, while the Onyx Crowmen with some chevrons on them, mind you. So that's going to make them a little bit stronger. Going to be attacking, and that's going to be a really good Searing Doom. That's going to be a beautiful run right there. That's going to bombard these bad boys. So very, very nice stuff. And ooh, that Searing Doom was money, money, money. Good one right there. So on the far side point, we do see objective number 1 is going to be flipping here. And will the Chorfs be able to get the ground back in time? Like, if I was a wagering man, I would say probably not. I think that the Iron Demon is very low, probably going to be taken down by some sort of hybrid shooting, although the Deathstreaker rocket launcher somehow Palpatine has returned. Jade Lancers here, able to force these guys off the point. And what is Cathay going to be calling in? Looks like just Jade Lancer spam, which is good. At this point, you know, you probably just try and stuff the Chaos Dwarves back. I mean, Chaos Dwarves are going to start pulling value back here because they have their SEs alive. They have their Iron Demon. They have the Sorcerer Prophet. It definitely was a blunder not chasing them off the battlefield. But yeah, that's going to potentially be something that can come back and bite Grand Cathay here in the butt. So Jade Lancers moving in. Going to be swarming towards the Iron Demon as well as the Sorcerer Prophet. And 1500 HP, 1587. It looks like a couple of the Lancers do make contact, but big armor there on that Pain Train. Certainly is not easy to handle. And will the Jade armor, the Jade Lancers, getting their full charges off? Okay, they've taken about 600 HP off this thing, so it is actually getting killed. Peasant Horsemen going to be on their way in. Couple Halberds and Jade Warriors are cruising for a bruising. Deathstreak Rocket Launcher getting a big splash damage there on the Jade Lancers, who are now wavering, and there is terror. But Mammy with the Plague of Rust, down to 40 armor, so he's going to be a glass cannon, going to be very squishy. And the Sorcerer Prophet might actually get folded here. Dude, if there was a friggin' frontal transmutation with this Alchemist, that would just be freaking chef's kiss right now. That'd do so much damage. On the outside, Jade Warriors going to be battling Hobgoblins. Should be an easy win for the Jade Warriors. They're very durable, although they don't have Harmony there, and there are a couple other units coming in, yeah, with the blunderbusses, so maybe they do lose that. But in the middle, it looks like the Sorcerer Prophet does get shattered. Okay, I think that seals the deal for Grand Cathay, ladies and gentlemen. There was a little bit of a comeback here, and the Fireborn in this matchup, interesting. I think the Shielded Bull Centaurs give you a little bit more bang for your buck, but or the dual weapon variant. But yeah, I don't hate the Fireborn. In the late game, if you can shut down Cathay shooting, they can rip apart Cathay infantry very well. But yeah, Sorcerer Prophet's gone. Jade Warrior should be able to hold on to this point for a moment, although it does look like another unit of Dwarfs is going to be arriving, and the blunderbusses do set up on the ranks here, so they're going to be sitting down the pipe, and yeah, just ripping some nice shots right there. So there they go. And Objective 1 belongs to Grand Cathay. For now, Objective 2 firmly under their control. Couple Peasant Archers definitely going to want to zero in on the Cathay Fireborn. The Cathay Fireborn will solo this position relatively effectively, but I don't know, actually. Cathay looking a little bit flimsy here. They do win on one objective pretty comfortably. I wonder if he's going to try and call his Lord back in. We'll have to see. Sorcerer Prophet's going to be gone, and when the Sorcerer Prophet goes, that's going to be a big game changer because that is going to lower the leadership of all these Hobgoblin units who have trash-based leadership. It's really bad at 45. So Peasant Horsemen get in, get a nice charge there. Crowmen also shutting down the blunderbusses here. And when the Sorcerer Prophet gets escorted off the battlefield, which is going to be in a moment, we are going to be seeing Empress's Crowmen return to the battle. And maybe they're going to be able to stabilize this. So jumping over to the blunderbusses here, we do see the outside objective potentially being contested by some Goblin Laborers. And this is actually a little bit shady for Cathay, honestly. Getting a little bit dodgy. A little bit messy. All right, so moving in, we do see the blunderbusses get broken, and the Hobgoblins are wavering. They're at 13 leadership. If you just turn and look at them, their leadership probably going to be breaking. Cathay does have a fair amount of mobility that rallied too. A lot of Jade Lancers that are beat up. Halberds are going to be on their way back in. Bow shooting into these units, but yeah, they're going to need to really hold those outside points. As now we get the Blazing Beards of Basharic, so the Dwarfs coming back in. But yeah, it just goes to show, man, against good players, they can find ways back into games. Both players here are very solid, but this would be a colossal mistake for Caravithir to forget the Empress's Crowmen. Huge mistake. That's like an 800 gold unit that would be able to bombard and potentially solo a Dwarf unit. So moving back up are the Jade Lancers, and they're going to be intercepting the Cutthroats, and without the Baletaurus Lord, potentially going to be able to fold them. Here on the outside, Peasant Horsemen do get routed off by the Cathay Fireborn. Cathay in the backfield calling in Jade Lancers, which is smart. I think the correct play here is just spam out Cav, but really can't relinquish your existing objectives. You can't let this happen. Cutthroats here very low. Jade Lancers do have a charge order on these units, as do the other Jade Lancers there. Middle objective is in flux, but the Blazing Chads of Basharic, they got some cool ass beards. They're going to move in with their tall hats, and yeah, there's two kind of styles of the Dwarfs. There's the tall hat ones, and then there's the Legions of Asgore ones, which is what the Fireglaves look like. I think it's kind of cool to mix them together. But Halberds moving in, Cathay Fireborn as well as the Iron Demon going to be able to roll those guys over. And will Grand Cathay be able to hold on to the outside objective here? We'll do a little bit of fast forwarding as they get in there. They do run over the Hobgoblins there. Jade Lancers doing very well. But with the Iron Demon coming over, that's going to be incredibly tricky. On the outside, Grand Cathay is able to get its Chad play here. He did not forget the Empress's Crowmen. And you see what I'm saying? If those things hadn't been there, he probably loses his objective. But this is a game-winning play right here. Wrestling this outside objective, keeping them off, using the Empress's Crowmen to just eviscerate all the Hobgoblins that have terrible leadership right now. Talk about a chef's kiss play. That's very good. Jade Warrior Halberds here extremely low. A couple Jade Lancers thinking about moving in, and it looks like the outside objective here is going to be flipping. So Grand Cathay basically just needs to send everything they can to this outside objective. Just get everybody over here, because the Dwarfs have secured the other points and have pulled a value lead, and they are truly ahead of you at this point. But he needs to hold for a long time, guys. It's going to be a 2-minute hold here. So Empress's Crowmen, Metal Casters called back in, Cathay Fireborn are on the way. We are going to see the Sneaky Gits probably be taken to Pound Town here. And are the Jade Lancers going to make it over here? They're on their way, but those Cathay, man, that's going to be a big problem. And that's a lot of capture weight. We have the Chaos Dwarves here. We do also have the Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits. Empress's Crowmen maybe going to be able to break that position open. Oh man, 80 seconds. So dude, it's going to be a long hold. Yeah, I miscalculated the timing before. On the other side, though, Cathay getting a little bit cheeky with all of its cav. A couple units of Jade Lancers. The Dwarf army can't be over at once. We're going to see if they're going to find a way to wrestle that point. But really, the bread and butter is over here. I think that the Dwarfs are barely going to edge this game out. But what a cool performance, right? Caravithir said that they're a little bit newer to tournaments, just getting into the competitive scene and bringing a really innovative build that almost beat a top-tier opponent. Very strong, right? And I think with a little bit cleaner play, Caravithir could have closed that game out and won. If he had chased the Baletaurus and kept his Celestial General alive, probably wins that game pretty decisively. Is there any way for Cathay to get this one back? I don't think so. GG, well played. That was a really cool match. Very happy to have that replay sent in. Shout out to Caravithir for sending in a loss as well. But really innovative tech, really fun to see. I loved it. That was fun. And yeah, Cathay's got some wheels when they want to. They got some wheels. But as far as the build goes, probably you just cut the Fire Rain Rocket. Those things kind of suck, honestly. But aside from that, the build was totally fine and very, very badass. So, yeah, GG, well played. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. One thing maybe I could recommend to Cathay in this matchup, the Jade Lions have gotten buffed again this patch. So the Jade or the Jet Lion to chase down the Chaos Dwarf trains can actually be kind of menacing at times. So maybe something to think about. All right, guys. See you around. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, the Dragon Emperor and Hashut, they both deserve a high five here. That was a great game. All right. See you guys around.